Hello and welcome back, everybody. Who's here for some more Higurashi, Chapter 2, Watanagashi. And yeah, we're just going to continue at the end of Chapter 3 of Chapter 2. And we have some tips to read, so let's see what's going on here. And hey, Dark Chaser, glad you can join us today. How you doing today? New tips, what do we have here? It was delicious. Okay. We just had a curry
おい、
cooking
ミオ、
contest, so
これ。
let's see what this is about.
何よケイちゃん。
I thrust a bento box she'd given me yesterday at her face.
昨日差し入れてもらった弁当箱だよ。ごちそうさま。うまかったぜ。
あ、
Mion's face quickly flushed bright red. Hey now, you were the one pretending to be Shion when you gave it to me. You're gonna give it away if you get all red like that when you're being Mion. So Dog Tracer, have you seen a red Higurashi before? At this rate, she might trip and fall right into her own grave, so I decided to help her out.
あのな、俺、昨日腹を空かせてたらさ。
It's a pretty good series. Right, it starts off very innocent and just cute and stuff, but it starts to get scary later on for each chapter you do.
シオンがわざわざ家まで来て、弁当を差し入れてくれたんだよ。で、これはその弁当箱。ちゃんと洗ってあるからな。
そうなんだ。シオンは気が利くね。
So, what's going on here is, Mion here has a twin sister, Shion, but the main character thinks that she's faking it and that, like, she's actually the same person. But we're not really sure at this point. Does Mion always this terrible at lying? Her expression was different than usual, but looked strangely cute.
で、どうだった？
ミオンに瓜二つなやつだと思うぞ。だって双子なんだろ。似てて当然だよ。
じゃなくて、
Mion looked kind of bewildered, like she was waiting for a specific answer. When she said impression, maybe she didn't mean Shion but the bento?
ああ、もちろん。うまかったぜ。
本当に？
俺は食い物の感想には嘘はつかないぞ。俺がうまかったって言ったら誰が食ったってうまい。万人におすすめできる評価だと思っていいぞ。シオンに実に美味しかったって伝えておいてくれ。
シオンにね。伝えておくよ。きっと喜ぶと思うよ。
We're going along with Shion and having given it to me, but not Mion, aren't we? Yeah, and her laugh came from deep down and sounded really happy. I guess she really can laugh nicely enough that just looking at her makes me feel better too. A sarcastic remark made its way onto my tongue, but I swallowed it back. As Mion went to put the bento box in her bag, she noticed a clattering noise.
ケイちゃん、なんか入ってるよ。あれ？はあ。
She opened it. The thing inside was a little embarrassing, so I wish she hadn't opened it here. Panicking, I hit it with my hands.
な、これはだな。うちのお袋がお礼に入れとけって言ったんだ。別に俺のセンスじゃないんだからな。誤解すんなよ。
綺麗。飴だ。
There's a handful of candies neatly wrapped in paper inside the sparkly clean bento box. When I was cleaning the box out yesterday in the sink, Mom came over and interrogated me, and I fessed up to ask her who had given me the food. Then she told me that something like this called for a display of gratitude. I didn't want to, but because it was embarrassing, so I argued that it wouldn't be like me to do that.
というわけなんだ。まあ、その。
I was so embarrassed it felt like I might fire off. Felt like it might shoot out of my face. Okay. Mion laughing the whole thing off like she usually did would be fine, but for some reason, She was staring at the candy in the box with fascination.
ありがとう。
One second, I just want to fix something here. This is 1, 3. What's the key?
俺に言うな。入れたお袋に言ってくれ。それにミオンが俺を言う必要なんかないんだぞ。それはシオンにあげるものなんだからな。
あ、うん、そうだよね。うん、シオンに伝えておくね。きっとシオンも嬉しがると思うよ。
Mion looking a little downtrodden and put the lid back on the box. Seemed like I ended up saying something a little mean at the end. You are shopping around for a new laptop or desktop? Oh, that's awesome. What kind of machine are you looking to get right now? Like a gaming machine?
今日はなんだかみーちゃんほんわかな感じだね。いいことでもあったのかな。風邪でもひいたんではありませんの？お顔が赤いのはきっと微熱のせいでしたよ。ってリカ、なんで私の頭を撫でますの？さとこもきっとそのうちお風邪をひけるようになりますですよ。
Gaming, something I can stream with if I want to. Oh, that would be awesome. Well, good luck. I hope you find a nice machine. Okay, let me save, and we will continue on with the story. That's good. Yeah, actually, I do have a gaming computer somewhere in my house, like a laptop, but it has a NVIDIA 1070, so it's kind of old. Yeah, I bought it like 5 years ago. But right now I'm using a MacBook Pro, so like it's limited what it could do for games, but it's still pretty fun. Visit at our school is really just an exercise in disorder. Treatment, how you doing? Glad you could join us too. After some random warm-ups, the rest of the time is spent doing whatever. You're free to cause a ruckus or just fall asleep.
よくは知らないけど、教育委員会とかに教育指導要項とかあるだろ？何歳ならこれくらいの運動能力はなければいけないみたいなさ。
圭一さんが何を言ってるのか難しくてさっぱりですわよ。
Oh, that's okay to not be in a good mood. I'm not in the best of moods today either. Just been having a rough time at work, but yeah, I'm not going to go into that right now. Just going to relax for now.
ね。
They're so cute, look at them.
先生の授業の進め方のルールみたいなものなの。
はっはっはっは。
Well, treatment, I hope you feel better soon.
都会の軟弱な連中にはそういうのは必要だろうけどさ。田舎育ちのうちらが身体能力で劣ると思う？
僕たちは圭一が思ってるよりも運動神経はいいのです。
Come to think of it, they may be right. If we all lined up for a race, there's a good chance I'd finish dead last if I didn't start off well. Let's just pray that when a brutal penalty game is at stake, the 100-meter dash isn't a club activity.
ではそういうことで、俺はテレビの見過ぎで実に素敵に眠い。睡眠時間の補給をさせてもらうぜ。空腹絶頂の4次元目。今寝ずにいつ寝るよ。
As I began to sprawl out on top of a pipe, Mion grabbed me by the collar.
ちっちっち。まさかおとなしく眠らせてもらえると思ってる？
その顔で言われたら、おとなしく寝る方が勇気がいりそうだ。
Good grief, which means it's going to start again?
さて、このまま井戸端会議でチャイムを待つなんて、熱き血潮のたぎった私たちには無理だよね。部活タイム、行ってみよっか。
し、案の定来やがったな。今日のゲームは何だ？
Now that it's happening, taking a nap is impossible. Not just that, with a sleep-deprived head of mine, I'm as good as a mincemeat. I have to get my brain into gear.
レナはそれより今日の罰ゲームは何かなの方が先だと思うな。
Dark Chaser, what specs are you looking at for your computer?
レナは分かってるね。今日もとびっきりの用意してるよ。
She began to announce a cruel penalty game with a grand spinning flourish. But before she could do that,
ごめんなさいです。僕はちょっとやりたいことがありますです。
of all people, was Rika-chan announcing her non-participation. I guess, yeah, Doctor, I guess it depends on the graphics card you get and stuff like that in your processor. I'm not too knowledgeable about those things right now, but I know a little bit about them. Even rare events do eventually occur. Losing her time and Mion spun like a top as she tumbled to the ground.
あれれれれれれれ。何？どうしたの？今日は調子悪いの？
あ、そうか。みーちゃん、綿流しの練習だよ。そうですわよ。今度の日曜日ですもの。リカは猛特訓中なのですわよ。最近は頑張りすぎてお腕が痛いのです。
そっか。
Yeah, I just know a little bit about the Intel cards and stuff, and the Nvidia cards. I don't know too much about the AMD stuff right now, but I know they're both good.
じゃあ仕方ないな。全員揃わないなら仕方ない。今日は各人のんびりしようかね。
ごめんなさいなのです。でも頑張りますですよ。うん、頑張ってね。レナたちも応援してるからね。
When Miona announced that today's club activity was canceled, Rika-chan and Satoku hid up behind the school building. Only I was alone, completely clueless as to what everybody was talking about.
一体何なんだ？リカちゃんは何か大会前とかで特訓をしてるのか？
リカちゃんは綿流しの巫女さんだから奉納の演舞をすることになっててね。その練習なの。
Why don't you explain things in order? First of all, what is this Watanagashi? Next, what do you mean by Shrine Maiden? Last, what do you mean by ritual dance?
あれ？ケイちゃん家には回覧板とか行ってない？書いてなかった？今度の日曜に綿流しのお祭りがあるって。
Huh? Come to think of it, I have a feeling Mom did say something about it during dinner the other day. Why is the voices not always working? Jeez. Watanagashi is a festival that happens at a shrine on a Sunday every June. It's very lively. I see. But Watanagashi sounds like a pretty strange name for it. Is it something like Lantern Festival where they have a memorial for the dead by floating things down the river?
さすがはケイちゃん、察しがいいね。綿流しはね、名前の通り綿を流すんだよ。
The cotton you see is from futons or jackets. So it would be something like a futon memorial?
階段にもお布団を積み上げているし。
I've heard of people leaving offerings of things like needles or kitchen knives there and sent to the casualties of war. But offering of futons are the first to me. What's the history behind that? Mion tilted her head pensively.
言われなんてほど難しいのはないと思うな。この辺って冬の寒さはかなり厳しいからね。布団とか斑点とかの防寒具を特に大切にしたからじゃないかな。
ああ、なるほどな。つまり冬の間お世話になった布団に感謝しようってわけだ。で、巫女さんが供養をして 最後に川に流すわけか。それが綿流しってわけだろ。
Mion and Rita indicated that I had the correct answer with a round of applause.
でねでね、その供養をする巫女さんの役がリカちゃんなの。
へえ、リカちゃんが巫女なんだ。言われてみればリカちゃんってどことなく神秘的な雰囲気あるよな。
だよねだよね。リカちゃんの巫女さん姿ってね、はうかわいいんだよ。
It certainly does seem like it would suit her. Yeah, it might be cute.
ようやく話が見えてきたぞ。リカちゃんの言う特訓ってのは
そういうこと。巫女さんが布団をお祓いする一連のセレモニーを奉納演舞って呼ぶんだけどね。それの練習なんだよ。結構大変なんだなこれが。
巫女さんはね、祭事用の大きなクワを持って演舞をするんだけど、それがね、リカちゃんにはすっごく重いらしいの。
リカちゃんってちっちゃいもんな。その重いクワってどのくらい重いんだ？
かなり重いらしいよ。リカちゃんは餅つき用のキネで練習してるくらいだから。
Wait a minute, that's way too heavy. Forget about Rika-chan, that'd be rough even for me.
祭事用の神聖なクワだからね。間違って落としちゃったら大変らしいし。
まあ年に一度のお勤めだからね。私たちは陰ながら応援するしかないね。大丈夫。去年もちゃんとやり遂げたんだから。
そっか。じゃあさ、せめて応援してやろうぜ。それくらいならいいだろう。
I was rather curious about exactly how she practiced. Mion laughed as she shook her head.
ほっといてあげなよ。ケイちゃんが来たらリカちゃんは可愛くなっちゃうから特訓ができなくなるよ。
I didn't quite understand what Mion was
リ
saying.
カちゃんはね、努力とかそういうのを人に見せるのが好きじゃないの。ね、そっとしておいてあげて。
Even the always cool and aloof Rika-chan has times when she sweats giving it her all. Because she was always so well put together, she didn't want people to see an ungainly side of her. It sounded like I couldn't understand her feeling.
俺にできるのは成功を祈ることだけってことか。頑張れフルでリカ応援してるから。
Well, then I climbed onto a pipe and plopped down on my side.
フレフレリカちゃん、さらに応援の電波を高めるためこれより瞑想状態に入る。
結局寝るわけか。
The lackadaisical noontime ended up giving way to mind-numbing afternoon classes. Rebounding from yesterday's hunger, I ate too much for lunch today, leaving me in a horrible condition.
さすがに食いすぎた。午後の授業は答える。
ケイチくん、今日はなんだかすごい食欲だったもんね。
What a...
基本的にいつも大食いだけどさ、今日はなんか格別だったね。
昨日は俺昼飯抜きだったろ。そのひもじさが染みついちゃってさ。今度は逆にいくら食っても食欲が底なしっていうか。
わかるよわかるよ。しかしケイちゃんってさ、いつもお弁当きれいに食べるよね。ご飯一粒も残さないっていうか。
食べ物ってのは作ってくれた人に感謝して食べるもんだぜ。残したら苦労して作ってくれた人に失礼だろ。
Hearing that, Mion's eyes momentarily widened in surprise, followed by a cool laugh.
ケイちゃんってさ、ぱっと見ワイルドでいい加減そうなんだけど、結構律儀だよね。しつけがいいというか。
あ、うん、それはレナも思うな。 ケイチ君って見かけよりずっと優しい人だよ。
Both of them were probably trying to compliment me, but I had a strange feeling I wasn't being complimented at all.
そんなことないって。見かけと中身は大違いってそう言いたいんだよ。
それが褒めてねって言ってんだよ。
ほら、園崎さん、前原くん、授業中ですよ。園崎さんはどこまで進みましたか？ノートを持ってきてください。
Startled, Mion vocalized a rather easy to understand utterance. She was so enthralled in the conversation, she had stopped working completely.
まあそこそこに。さっきから全然進んでないじゃないですか。最上級生なんだからもっとしっかりしないといけませんよ。
That Miona looks like she's getting lectured. Poor bastard.
人は見かけによらないっていうことだね。むしろ見かけとは逆が誠かもしれないよ。
面白いこと言うじゃねえか。
Responding to Rina's seemingly profound statement, I turned my gaze to where Satoko was happily studying together with Rika-chan.
あの生意気盛りのサトコも実は見かけとは逆にすげえ塩らしいってのかよ。
From what Rina said, literally said, that would be the case. I can hardly imagine Satoko being meek and gentle like a girl in some fairy tale.
最近はあんな感じだけど、ちょっと前までは違ったんだよ。すごい甘えん坊で、いつもさとこちゃんには内緒ね。
あのサトコが甘えん坊？
For Satoko to play coy, I think that would have to be some part of some calculated plot. Even if she was trying to hide someone, wouldn't think it was because she was attached to them. As it came up, I tried to imagine a gentle and coquettish Satoko.
おい、サトコ。
なんですの、お兄様。
Satoko smiled cutely and walked toward me. By the way, for every 3 steps Satoko took, for some reason I took 3 steps away.
お兄様、なんで逃げますの？
すまん、サトコ。お前が愛想笑いして近づいてくると何かの罠のような気がするんだよ。
ひどいですわ。お兄様の意地悪。
ごめん。別に悪気があったわけじゃないんだ。
The weepy Satoko came closer to me. I'm a sucker for tears. Click. Clank. Huh? A bear trap? My leg was being clamped down on by some jagged metal teeth.
かかりましたわね。続けていきますわよ。
Satoko raised her right arm triumphantly, and the traps began to trigger one after another. Suddenly, the wall swung forward, throwing me 3 blocks away. And there I saw a giant metal ball covered in spikes hurling toward me. On top of that, in the direction of the ball, would knock me with a giant guillotine.
よくわかんないけど、ケイチ君、今すっごく突拍子もない想像してなかった？
いや、別に。
What was that treatment?
全然してないぞ。
嘘だ。渡月鉄球に潰されるって顔 顔してたよ。
How could my expression convey that I was thinking what I was thinking like that?
すまん。塩らしい聡子の想像ってのはかなり無理がある。今度体調がいい時に再トライしてみるよ。
Next, to look over at Rika-chan, who was working diligently on some kanji drills. In contrast to Toko, her default state was meek and gentle. Rika-chan came to me saying, "Oni-sama, I'd hug her tightly. I could get used to that."
ケイチ君よだれ。
あ、ごめん。じゃあリカちゃんはどうだよ。あれも見かけによらないってのかよ。
Saying out loud, I felt a tinge of doubt. Was Rika-chan really all sweet? Despite her appearance, she really was quite sly. Sweetly, how do you put it? Evading things deftly?
確かにリカちゃんはただ可愛いだけじゃない気がするな。確かに見かけによらないぞ。
I couldn't put exactly what I was imagining to words, but Rina managed to say what I wanted to. She turned to me with an impish look in her eyes, like she was saying, "Ah, you shouldn't say something like that."
リカちゃんはきっと大きくなったらね、すっごい美人になって男の人を振り回す小悪魔のような女性になるんじゃないかなって思うんだ。そういうのかっこよくない？
Rina said that lightheartedly, but I had to admit I couldn't laugh at that. The scary part was I felt like it could be true. Losing my gaze, Rika turned toward me and let loose an angelic smile. Both Rina and I, feeling as if it was directed to us toward us personally, had our hearts skip a beat.
かいね、かいね。
レナ、話。
Parents can be deceiving, huh? Well then, what about our dear leader, Mion? I stared at her as she tried to weasel her way out of scolding by a teacher. By Rina's theory, the unrefined, calculating, conniving Mion also had a side of her that belied appearances.
じゃあなんだよ。あのミオンも見かけによらず、実はいいやつだって言いたいのかよ。
みーちゃんはいい人だよ。
あ、まあそりゃそうだけどさ、そういう意味じゃなくて、その
ケイチ君の言いたい意味、わかるよ。
Catching on to that, I was struggling to express my feelings as words. Rina smiled even more brightly.
わかるって何がだよ。
みーちゃんって不思議でしょ。女の子なんだけど、男の子みたいっていうか。
That's right. Mion was wasn't aware she was a girl, but it was exactly as Rina said. When Mion lived laughing at the mood, it wasn't as though she felt like a guy or a girl specifically, but a friend of the same gender.
あいつが男だったらきっと意気投合するだろうな。で、そりゃ今と同じか。
でもね、そんなみーちゃんも本当はすっごく女の子らしいんだよ。
レナ、お前ミオンにいくらもらったんだよ。
違うの。もうちゃんとした話をしてるんだよ。
We didn't forget to pout. Now, it probably wasn't the right time to joke around.
みーちゃんは部活の部長さんだからみんなのリーダーとして頑張ってるけど、本当はとっても可愛い女の子なんだよ。それ特にケイチ君には忘れてほしくないな。
Rina's gaze focused over into the distance, beyond where Mion was. The Mion that I had met at a range of war was unimaginative compared to the Mion that I normally knew. Flustered and hesitant from the unfamiliar job. It was a far cry from the fresh and confident Mion. You know, she had to worry. She went through all the trouble to bring me food when I was on the brink of starvation. And she did so not as Mion, but Shion. What exactly was Shion to Mion? What kind of person was Mion exactly?
多分ケイチ君には想像つかないと思うな。
As if for say a little secret, Rena held her finger up to her lips as she giggled. Mion, finally free from the teacher's preaching, returned to her seat, cradling her head to hide embarrassment.
チェ、おじさんはね、人生に必要な勉強は小学校までで十分だと思ってんだよ。
Saying that, she plopped down into her seat violently. Mion was actually really feminine, right? I wonder if I can meet Shion again. I want to talk to her again. The principal waved around the bell that served as a school chime. The teacher rushed back to the blackboard and began to list everybody's homework assignments.
わあ、今日は宿題が結構出そうだね。頑張らないと。
じゃあさ、レナもってことか？
何がかな？
人は見かけによらないって話、レナもってことになるのか？
え？ケイチ君にはレナのことどう見えるかな？かな？
The Rena Ryoko that I knew sometimes took things too far, but was generally kind and gentle, ideal girl.
本当にだったら嬉しいかな？
If she was the opposite of what she seemed, that would make her.
逆なのだとしたら？
Just try saying it. I won't be mad. That's what I felt she meant.
レナは
レナは？
逆になってもレナだよ。だろ？
This question should have been so nerve-wracking to answer. Maybe it's because the person in question was staring at me, but even saying that took a strange amount of effort.
ずるいな、ケイチ君。そんな言い方されちゃったら気になっちゃうよ。はお。
Perhaps unable to endure my silence, Maria's big face began to burn red with embarrassment.
レナ、ケイちゃん、帰ろ帰ろ。
Mion walked over and started getting ready to go home. Whenever school is over, she really does get noticeably more energetic. The same relaxing walk at home as always. Digging around my pockets on a whim, I noticed something that should have been there was missing.
どうしたの、ケイちゃん？
いつも持ってるはずのうちの鍵がないんだよ。参ったな。どこにやっちゃったかな。親はいるから今日はいいけど、まずいよな。
それは困るね。忘れてきたの？それとも落としちゃったのかな？
Who was it? Did I take it with me this morning in the first place? Huh?
ケイちゃん、その鍵の特徴は？
キーホルダーがついてる。昔夏休みの宿題で作らされたやつで、青いオットセイなんだよ。
あれ？目をつぶった感じでお昼寝してるみたいなやつ。
なんで知ってるんだよ。そうそう、それだよ。
We all looked away and began to whistle.
さ、おとといケイちゃん、エンジェルモートに食事に行ったでしょ。その晩さ、お店で鍵の落とし物があったんだよ。それにオットセイのキーホルダーがついてた。
Ashley said that she suddenly grew flustered and added that Shion had told her about it.
あの時に落としちゃったのか。
でも見つかってよかったね。お店がきっと預かってくれてるよ。
そうだね。行ってみなよ。シオンの顔、私と同じだからわかるでしょ。
Hey, Bunny. Looks like my cat has joined me. Hey, Bunny. Bunny, what you doing? Bunny, what do you say? You want to join me? Come here. My tracking might be crappy now because I got the cat with me right now. This is a rather unexpected development. Once again, I had no choice but to go to meet Mion. I mean, go meet with Shion. Sorry. Don't want to get them confused, right? I can't say Bunny. But I also have to thank her for the bento from yesterday. Besides, taking some time and chatting with the other side of me might be interesting. Half jokingly, I get to think about things like this.
そうだな。エンジェルモートだっけ？シオンの店に行って鍵を返してもらって、ついでにお茶でも飲んで優雅に過ごすってのも悪くないな。
なんだか英国紳士みたいだね。
Good kitty. Wow.
ケイちゃんには似合わないかも。
ひょっとしてそのお店かな。みーちゃんの妹の働いてるお店は。
ああ、なんならレナも一緒に行くか。
ちょっと残念だけど今日はお父さんと約束があるからまたの機会にするね。
Good kitty. Yeah. Lena seemed disappointed about having to miss such a great opportunity.
双子だそうだけどそんなにそっくりなのかな。間違えるくらい。
ああ、そっくりだ。外見だけはそっくりだ。中身はミオンと違っておしとやかで実に可愛らしいのにな。
Oh my god, so bad. Front of my teeth, Mion pouted and began to argue with me. Couldn't first start laughing at Mion's little farce. After all, they weren't just identical, they were the same person. Yeah, after going home, I changed my clothes and dug my bike out of the garage. Just thinking I'd be able to meet Shion again gave me such a mysterious feeling. Shion, a name for a different kind of Mion. She's mysterious and a ridiculous person, but believing she had fooled everyone like that. Notice I was pedaling along quite happily. Could be I was looking forward to meeting Shion. I felt a giddy sense of anticipation, like I was headed toward a new friend's house for the first time. Rena said about Mion actually being a feminine spring to my mind once again. The guilt for spying on another side of Mion, the self-conscious from being the only one I knew about that side. These mixed feelings together. These feelings mixed together. That was Shion for you. Mion's little twin sister. When those follow coming out and minute she was Mion, I was fine just to call her Shion, right? Mion might be trying to have some fun by acting out as a different persona. At the top of the steep hill, the horizon expanded before me. I was almost at the station. Last time I was embarrassed since I was here with Dad, but this time I was alone. I was strangely self-conscious about it. Meet Shion, get my key back. That was all this task was supposed to be. If I dawdled around, maybe Shion would find me before she headed to work. Hey, what are you doing, Keiichi Maibara? You're just here to get your key back, you know? It's not like you're some love-struck schoolboy here to hand over some love letter. Ah, the thoughts inside my head were slowly turning into a jumbled mess. Came to realize that was a downright giddy. That's why, just for a bit, just a tiny little bit, I got a little carried away and did something really stupid. I kicked over a parked motorcycle that was blocking the sidewalk. It was in the way, sure, but there was absolutely no need for me to kick it. I definitely think I got too carried away. Good kitty, wow. What you doing, Bunny? Bunny, what you doing? Bunny, what you doing? As the three bikes toppled left, one after another like dominoes, a loud noise, of course, snapped me back to my senses.
Yaba.
Those three bikes were right there. Oh no, they looked exactly what you call thugs up to no good. They lifted their heads up in an astonishing manner and yelled angrily in a way I never heard before. See them beeline toward me, the worn heels of their thin-soled shoes slapping noisily against the pavement. I could only stare listlessly, as if I were watching some far-off event that didn't concern me at all. Streamer, I'm not sure. I hope everything's okay with the stream now. I don't know what's going on there. By the time I realized it, I had been grabbed by the collar and lifted onto my tiptoes. The three thugs were completely ignoring the rules of grammar, but the way they spoke was enough to make me tremble. Just like that, my composure drained away, my legs buckled, and my throat grew dry enough to crack.
すみません。つい。
ついじゃねえだろ。蹴ったやねえかよ、ボケ。
I was completely at fault, so there was nothing I could say in my defense. As a result, I was pulled even higher.
ちくしょう。塗装ハゲたじゃねえかよ。おあれ。手が下ナイするつもりじゃ。悪いのはてめえなんだぞ、こんな野郎。
Bonnie, what do you say? You like to be pat? Yeah? They continued to yell at me. I had no idea what each of them were saying. Getting further enraged, I was only listening while dumbstruck. They grabbed me an empty plastic crate from a nearby store and began to smash it repeatedly against the telephone pole. Okay, Treatment. I'll see you later. Thanks for stopping by, though. It's good to see you again. Cracks formed in the crate, plastic shards flying everywhere. They then slammed it at full force into the shuttered storefront. The shutter let out a frighteningly loud noise. Still not satisfied, they flipped over a case of empty cans, scattering its contents all over the place. This was not normal. It was something you saw on television or manga, but I never thought I'd seen it in person and be this terrifying. I became painfully aware that the safety of civilized society was only held up by such a frail concept as morals. My knees clattered together noisily. Static began to pepper my vision. This is what you would call absolute terror. There's nothing I could do to stop this frightening spectacle of violence. I could only pray for help. The fear I felt was just too much. Would somebody help me? My gaze floundered about the surrounding area. I was surrounded by three hoodlums. No way there would be a passerby brave enough to intervene. Maybe it's what you call reaping what you sow. If I were a passerby, there would be no doubt I'd ignore what's going on. So this was somewhat of a cosmic retribution. Anger yelling loud enough to rattle my eardrums spewed forth right in front of my face. My waning consciousness was forcefully dragged back to the forefront. The thug had cocked his free hand back and twisted his body, with suddenly metallic taste filtered through the back of my throat. A chill ran down my spine, like a jolt of electricity. Seeing what was going to happen next, I squeezed my eyes shut tightly as possible and grit my teeth.
やかましいよクソボケどもが。私の目の黒いうちにうせな。
That voice was a short distance away. Still holding me by the collar, the three thugs spun around to look behind them. Standing there was Shion. Ooh, that's a nice shot. Bunny, what are you doing? What you doing, Bunny? I mean, Mion. She stood there displaying an imposing stature I'd never seen before. She didn't have the same look on her face as she did when we were playing around the club. Those were the eyes that would instill fear in anyone who looked upon them, the eyes of a raptor. They were the epitome of terror. At the same time, they were the most reassuring things in the world.
もう一度だけ言うよ。ケイちゃん話してとっととうせな。
Mion, without an ounce of fear, laid down her ultimatum. Of course, there was no way that those three wouldn't go berserk. The situation instantly turned explosively dangerous. Stop him, Mion. These guys are like rabid dogs. No amount of bluffing would work.
Mion, 危ないから早く。
I know I was saying it was pathetic, but I couldn't let Mion get involved in this. No matter how you looked at him, Mion was only bluffing. But But did Mion even know the meaning of the word bluff? However, the reason behind everything soon became apparent. They were slowly increasing in number, little by little. At first, there was only one businessman on the way home stopping to take a look. Then it was housewives in the middle of their shopping taking a gander. Next, what seemed like the owner of some store showed up, and it was pretty clear he wasn't just looking. Around Mion, there was about 7 people gathered. Felt different than people coming out to support a friend. I have to say, it was a group of people that gathered was diverse in age and gender. 3 thugs seemed to slowly realize that there was something strange about the situation. Behind them, at some point, 4 more people of different clothes and age had gathered. A girl who looked to be in middle school, a man wearing a bakery apron, an old lady in a house cleaning smock. More and more people of various ages. Their gazes comparable to Mion's or of hostility, of intimidation. Before I realized that over 10 people had formed a ring around us. At that moment, 5 elementary schoolers ran in and joined the circle. There were some familiar faces, some of our classmates. Then these people were residents of Hinamizawa? I'm getting a little bit tired, guys, so I'm probably gonna cut it here for now, but let's find somebody to read. Okay. I'll try it again.